Hello my two beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're rocking the glasses because your girl has a sty in her eye. I cannot wear contacts for a couple of days, so if you see glasses in my videos, that is the reason why. Trying to wear as little makeup as possible, especially like around my eye area, just to give it some time to heal. But in this video I wanted to share with you guys my September favorites. So excited to get back into the fall and winter months. I'm all about it. Here's fall and winter. Here's summer for me, so very excited. So I have some makeup favorites, I have some lifestyle favorites, and then of course I have my music favorites that I will talk about at the very end of the video. I always link that in the description for my Spotify playlist for the month. Before we hop in, be sure to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if you're enjoying the favorites video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. I tried to like move my lights around to hopefully not have, you know, the reflection, hopefully it's not too distracting for you guys. So first favorite I want to talk about is this little friend. This is the makeup eraser sponge. I have completely transitioned to using this over the beauty blender. I still do use a few of my beauty blenders, but most of them I've thrown out. And I have only been using this. This is so easy to use. You throw it in the washing machine along with your other makeup eraser stuff if you have more things from them, or just like on its own in this little ball, and then it chills and it gets thrown around in the ball and the washing machine and cleans it, and it does a really good job at cleaning it and getting all of the foundation out. That's one thing that I feel like I can never fully get out of my beauty blenders is every single ounce of concealer and foundation. It just stays in there. So I really love this, that I can just, to wash it, you just throw it in the washing machine and it's good to go. I also really love how it applies my foundation. This is like one of the best formulated sponges I've ever come across. It's like a very soft, almost velvety, but not kind of consistency. It's just as squishy as the Beauty Blender. I also love the edges on this. It has a flat bottom, and then on the side, it's not a full egg type of sponge. It does have this slant on the side and this very sharp point where you can easily get in and blend out your concealer. So I love that it has all of these little edges, and it just has become my #1 sponge as of recently. The foundation I want to mention is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. I have been getting back into wearing this. It's so good. It has a doe foot, so it's a little bit of a different like applicator than other foundations. I've been really loving this foundation, especially for lighter coverage foundation days. For some reason, September seems to be like the lighter coverage kind of month for me. I'm not doing a whole lot of heavy makeup, so this has just been super flattering on my skin. It looks really good even with oily skin, lasts a really good amount of time on my skin. I just really love how skin-like it looks. It looks so fresh and natural without making me look oily. All right, this went up not that long ago. I did a video testing out the Wet n Wild Coffee Cat collection, so if you missed it, I'll link it below. But this is the eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. So pretty. I've been using this a ton, especially like these 3 shades right here have pretty much been my go-to in the crease. Haven't used a ton of the shimmers. I wouldn't say I would say like half the shimmers are really good and half the shimmers are kind of a disappointment. I really love the mattes in this palette, so I've been using it a ton. Very appropriate for fall. And I love that it's small, so you can kind of like, it's not a huge chunky palette to get out of your collection every single time. I really like that it's lightweight and it's easier to use than a heavy bulky palette. All right, I have a few lip products. The first one I'm wearing right now, this is the Glossier. This is the Glossier lip gloss in the shade Red Rouge. I have been wearing this every single time I want some kind of glossy look to my lips that gives a little bit of pink tint, but not too much, you know? Like, you don't have to wear a lip liner or a lipstick underneath this to have a little bit of a red tint to your lips. So gives a little bit of color. Really like how it looks on the lips. I like how it wears throughout the day. I only have to apply it like every 4 or 5 hours ish, so it does stay on a really decent amount of time. And when I'm looking through my collection and trying to figure out what lip gloss to wear, I'm just like consistently going back to this one. So it very much surprised me. I do again have a video on this, so you know, if you're curious, if you missed out, you should definitely go check that out because it did come with 2 other lip glosses in that kit as well. This guy I've been using almost every time I do lipstick. So this is the Revlon Super Lustrous Matte in the shade 003 Pick Me Up. First off, I like how much product you get in this. It's a wonderful nude for my skin tone. If you are fair like me, this would be a really awesome kind of neutral, a little bit of a mauve-y kind of lipstick. I like how long this wears on my lips. It does a really good job at staying throughout the day, and the color's just super flattering, and it's matte, so it feels comfortable on the lips, but definitely not drying at all. If I had to pick one super lustrous matte lip that you should get, it's this one. All right, I have the ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Zuma. So pretty, oh my gosh. This is, again, another no nonsense, very easy kind of lip product to apply. It looks like a liquid lipstick, but it's not. It is an ultra blotted lip, so it looks a little bit more of a light powdery kind of finish on the lips, which I really like. Again, it's a really pretty color, good for really any time of the year, but I know it's going to stay a long time on my lips. I'm not having to reapply it, and it's more of a subtle look. It's not a super strong or vibrant liquid lipstick that you can, you know, when it is faded. You can't really tell when this is fading off your lips because it's just subtly there, you know? So, and the formula is really nice. It's very comfortable on the lips as well. I've been loving this Milk Makeup Kush Brow Gel, you guys. This is just, I don't even have to use a brow pencil with this. I do to like clean up the edges just a little bit, but this brow gel is in the shade Herb. It is awesome. I love the tiny, tiny little wand, and it has been one of the easiest steps in my makeup routine that really makes things go a lot quicker. I'm not having to spend as much time on my brows. Hate doing my brows. I'm not about it. It's like my least favorite part of doing makeup. So that just makes it super easy. It is pigmented, so you don't need another product under it. If you wanted to define your brows a little bit, you can, like I said, go in with a pencil just to sharpen the edge or make your front part of your brow a little bit more fluffy. But I've just really been loving that formula, and it's pretty much what I've been using as my everyday brow gel. All right, you guys, last makeup favorite. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation. I am in the shade Y215. It's actually the powder that I'm wearing on my skin today. I just went in with a little bit of the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and then I applied this all over with a big fluffy powder brush. So you can get a pretty decent looking finish and coverage from this powder foundation. It doesn't look super powdery or cakey on the skin, and honestly, I kind of forgot about it, even though it's so good, and I don't know why I forgot about it. It's just not something I use in my everyday routine because I already have a medium coverage foundation on. I don't want to set it down with a full coverage powder foundation. You know, it just feels like a lot to me, so I pretty much do one or the other. I do liquid or I do this, and because of this wonderful sty in my eye, I've been using this every single day, especially for the last couple of days. So it's been great to just give a little bit of coverage, a little bit of something to the skin without having full-on foundation on. Other products apply really nice on top of it. You don't necessarily need a primer underneath for things to still blend okay. And yeah, I've just been really enjoying this powder. It's been, I think, my most used either powder foundation or colored powder. Like if I'm going for a colored powder, not a translucent powder, it's always gonna be this because it does give more of a mattified look, but not in a way that makes it look cakey. All right, I wanna share a book favorite with you. I am only halfway through this, but I want to share it with you anyway because it is so good. This is the book Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I don't know if it's Gaiman or Gaiman. He is a British author. He lives here in the States, I think, though. This is kind of a grown-up, like adult version of young adult fantasy books. So if you are not really into the young adult scene, but you kind of want a similar storyline, maybe just better written or more appropriate for adults, then this is it for you. This is so good. I don't think I've read a book that I've been this excited about in a very long time. If you have read the book The Starless Sea, I linked that in a favorites a few months ago, but if you read that, it's kind of like the grown-up version of that. Basically, this book is about a guy who is in London. He runs across a woman that is hurt, bleeding. He takes her back to his apartment and helps her out, makes sure that she's okay, and then somehow he's like thrown into this alternate space that is not what his life used to be. It's about the journey of getting back to basically London above. So I won't say anything else other than that, but if you are curious about the book, I definitely recommend it. It's been out for a while, so there's definitely different versions of this book, but I have the author's preferred text and it's been amazing. I think basically it's all of the different versions of this book into one that the author loved, like different renditions he kind of put together of his favorites and then put it in this book. So there might be different, I don't know, different storylines in other books or in the originally written one. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure why there's so many different copies and different versions of this book, but I got mine off of Thrift Books. If you are ever looking for a deal, something that is more secondhand and it has already been loved by someone and you just want to get something a little bit cheaper, I would definitely recommend Thrift Books. It's an awesome online secondhand bookstore. So I get a lot of my books from Thrift Books. You do have to check back every once in a while though, because it's just 1 or 2 copies at a time. They don't have hundreds and hundreds of copies available. So it ships from the person to you and then that copy's gone and then there's one less version available for purchase. So just keep that in mind. It's not like a heavily stocked kind of store, especially for the more popular books that go really fast. I found some really awesome deals on there that save me a lot of money when I'm buying books. If you read this, you let me know how you love it. I bet you'll love it. And if you have read it, please let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I'm only halfway through and it is already one of my favorite books I've read, just with how it's written and like the different elements that are in this book. I really, really appreciate. Also, if you guys are ever interested in like a book club, if you guys are readers out there, you let me know because I'm always on board to like do a book club or something. This last lifestyle favorite, I'm not sure, like, can I even include it in here? I don't know, but I want to share it with you because it's just so good. This is a beer from Avery Brewing. This is a brewing place here in Colorado. It's actually in Boulder. And it is called the Pomona. It is so good. I bought 2 6-packs and I've gone through this so much quicker than like the average beer. If you guys are beer drinkers and you like sours, this is the beer for you. It's kind of like a mix between a sour and a fruit beer. Those are kind of my kind of beers that I really like. This release happened not that long ago, and I think you can only get it at the brewery. So I think this favorite's more for my Colorado watchers. If you are close to Boulder or want to take a day trip to Boulder, that would be awesome. They have some really awesome things to do there, but then also you can visit Avery, pick yourself up some of this Pomona because it's so good. It's a barrel-aged tart ale and it has pomegranate and blueberry. It's so good. I don't know, I really wanted to mention it because it's literally the only thing I've been drinking. And then of course we have my music favorites. So I started including this in my last monthly favorites, but it's on Spotify. I will leave the link to the specific playlist down below, but you can also check out my playlist from last month too. But my September favorites has about 25 different songs in it. Trying to include, you know, songs that I've been really loving throughout the month so that I can share that with you guys. It's hard to really share music favorites on YouTube because you don't want to get like the copyright stuff, but this is a way that I can share what I've been loving for music with you guys. Have lots of Taylor Swift, her new stuff, her old stuff. We have some Sam Hunt, Panic at the Disco, Maroon 5, we got Halsey, Eric Church, we got Lizzo, we got Goo Goo Dolls, and we have Millennium on this month's playlist. So if you're interested in some new music, maybe you haven't heard of these artists or maybe you love them, be sure to check that out as well. I would love it if you guys left your favorites down below. I love checking them out and seeing what you guys have been loving throughout the month as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.